Welcome to Bridie's Ring Crochet. Today we're going to be doing these cute little cowboy outfits. We'll be doing the size 0 to 3 months. I will attach the link to the pattern that is on Etsy if you guys are interested in getting that and following along. All right, we are going to be doing a 0 to 3 months. We're going to start with the hat. The hat needs 2 strands of yarn. And we're going to go ahead and start with a magic ring. Let's chain up 1 to lock it. And we're going to put 11 half double crochets into the magic ring. All right, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet and chain 1. We will be doing this through the whole pattern, which is nice because then you're not having to move your stitch marker. Okay, so now we're going to increase in all 11 stitches. So we will be doing 2 half double crochets in each stitch. For this second round, it is very difficult to get in to this very first stitch that we attached to. So we're just going to do this second round a little different. So go ahead and just go right into here. And we're going to go ahead and increase all the way around. And what we'll do is we'll make up the stitch back here on the chain space. And it's going to just work out perfect doing it that way. Be very aware that you are grabbing both strands of yarn. If you miss one, you run the chance of it unraveling on you. So we need to make sure that you have both strands. The very beginning part here is kind of a booger, but once we get moving, it's not going to be bad at all. So I'm going to meet you guys once you guys get to the other end, the other side, and I will show you guys where we can put those last 2 stitches if you're confused. Okay, so we made it around and we've got 20 stitches. So because it was so tight there, we still have, see that chain space that's right there? There's a stitch coming out of that. Typically, we are not going to crochet into that for future rounds. We're just going to do it this one time to go ahead and make up for this tightness that we had right here. So we'll go ahead and finish our last 2 half double crochets. And then we will not be using that anymore, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1. Now we're going to go back in to where we slip stitched. We're going to do a singular half double crochet, and then we're going to increase in the next stitch. If you guys have ever done hats before, you guys know this, how this works. So a single half double crochet and then an increase. Half double crochet, increase. We're going to do this all the way around, and I will meet you back at the end of that. And we will have 33 stitches at the end of this round. Okay, I am on my last set, so we should have 2 stitches, and there's that stitch I was talking about. That is the chain space. We are not going to be crocheting in that, so you're just going to leave that be. So single and an increase. All right, and again, we're going to slip stitch. Chain 1 to go up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. At the end of that row, we're going to have 44 stitches. So go right back into the slip stitch. Don't forget to do that. And increase. Whoops, I'm so sorry. Another single half double crochet. There we go. And then an increase. So it'll be 2 and then increase, 2 and increase, taking up 3 stitches. And we will do this all the way around, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, good job, guys. We made it around. So let's go ahead and slip stitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 7 rounds or 7 rows of the 44 half double crochets, and we're going to be giving us some height to this hat. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here when you guys have completed 7 rounds of 44 half double crochets. All right, so we made it around on our 7th row. We're going to go ahead and slip stitch. This time we're going to chain 2, and this is going to be in double crochets. So just this one round we're doing in double crochets. Everything else is half double crochets. So what we're going to do is double crochet back into the stitch that we just came out of, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch and 2 double crochets in the 3rd stitch. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. This is becoming our bill that goes around the hat. So it's going to be 2 single double crochets. Stand alone. So hard when you say this sometimes. Okay, and then an increase in double crochets. And I'm going to meet you all the way back here at the end. Okay, see you in a minute. All right, so we made it around. You guys should have 2 stitches left, and we're going to go ahead and just put a double crochet in each one of those. Okay, and slip stitch and chain 1. Now we are back to our half double crochets. So what we're going to do is 3 half double crochets and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, and increase. And we're going to repeat this all the way around, and we are going to once again have 2 stitches left at the end, and I'll meet you back there. All right, so we made it around. We should have 2 stitches left. Let's go ahead and just put half double crochet in each one of those. And then we'll go ahead and slip stitch. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to 1 strand of yarn. Okay, and we'll go ahead and chain 1. We're going to do backwards single crochet. Okay, so if you're able to do it, try to tuck your yarn in while you go. So all we're going to do is just go backwards and do a single crochet. It's a little, if you haven't done it before, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it really isn't that bad once you kind of get a hang of it here. And if it's too much to tuck, then you can go ahead and just weave that end in when you're all done, okay? So, and what this does is it kind of makes it look like a rope going around the outside. I love this stitch. It's a great little accent to different pieces. Well, I'm having a heck of a time though, aren't I? I keep getting caught on that one. So we are just going to proceed to do our backwards single crochet all the way around, and then you can go ahead and connect to the first backward single crochet and weave in your ends, and we will meet back here once you guys have finished doing your trim around your hat. Okie doke, see you in a little bit. All right, so I hope you guys didn't struggle with that too much. It's pretty cute. You can go ahead and just plop that down. I like to find where, see how you can see where we have went up when we did the chain one. I like to hide that in the back. It doesn't really make a difference where you do it, but, and then what we're going to do is take our accent color, and what we're going to do, we're just going to chain enough to go around the bottom of this hat and have a little bit, tie a knot and have just a little bit of a tail here. So you guys go ahead and do that, and then I'll just show you what it looks like when it's done, and we are going to be finished with the hat. So I'll see you guys just a little bit. Start chaining away. All right, so I chained 80 is what I did. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just plop a little bit of glue on the very end of these and let that dry. And then I will snip the tail off. I just don't want it to come unraveled, and I'd really like that to be gone. So I'm just going to kind of do this and then let that dry and trim it down. And if you wanted to tack a little bit of glue here so that your headband isn't moving, please feel free. And we're going to go ahead and get moving to the next part. All right, so we are now going to get started on the diaper color. And we want to start with whatever color you want the diaper color to be. The main part of the diaper cover. And then I'm going to pull in my pink, like I did for my hat, and that will be the belt. Okay, so first let's go ahead and start, and let's chain 55. Okay, we chained 55, and then in the second chain from the hook, we're going to go ahead and single crochet across. So we should have 54 single crochets, and I will see you guys there. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to join. So we want to make sure that we don't have this twisted. And we're going to go ahead and come in to the first stitch, like so. But now we're going to grab our belt color, whatever color you wanted your belt to be. And we're going to pull this through and attach it together. So then from here, we're going to go ahead and chain one. And what we want to do is we want to do half double crochets. We're going to go right back into the same stitch that we chained out of, tucking our yarn if we can. And we're going to go around, and we're going to do 54 half double crochets around, and I'll meet you back here when we get back, when you get done, okay? Okay, very nice, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and slip stitch to the first stitch, and we're going to chain one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do, this will be 3 rounds we're going to do like this, okay? So we're going to do a front post, half double crochet, back post, half double crochet. So a front post, we're going to go ahead and wrap our yarn. We're going to come in here, this direction, grab the yarn, and follow through. Back post, we're going to come from the back and pull our yarn through, bring it up, and pull through all 3. Front post, and back post. If you haven't done these before, it's a little clumsy, but after a while you're going to get it. And actually, I really enjoy doing front post and back post. It gives a lot of depth to a project. So we are going to proceed to do front post, back post, all the way around. We're going to join back here on the front post. We'll chain 1, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So you're going to have a total of 3 rounds with the front post and back post half double crochets. And I will meet you guys back here once you have finished all of those rounds. And good luck. Take a deep breath, you'll get it. Okay, so we got that, our 3 rows done right there. Wonderful. We're going to go ahead and start our slip stitch. What we're going to do is bring in our main color back in like this. We're going to chain 1 and then go back in the same stitch like we've been doing and go ahead and single crochet all the way around. Okay, so we single crocheted around. We should still have 54 stitches, so that probably was a good time to double check. And let's go ahead and slip stitch again to the first single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, and then going back into the same stitch, we're going to double crochet. And we are going to double crochet all the way around. So once we have completed this double crochet round, then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat 2 more times. We're going to do a single crochet round, double crochet round. We're going to do that 2 more times so that we have a total of 3 sets of single crochet round, double crochet round. 3 sets total. So when you guys attach and you're getting ready to do your double crochet round, you're going to chain 2. When you guys are doing a single crochet round, we're just going to chain 1. And I am going to meet you guys back here once you have completed 3 sets of the single crochet round, double crochet round. And we'll move on from there. Okay? Good luck. Okay, so now we have double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. Now what we want to do is count 12 stitches over to the left and go ahead and attach our yarn, chain 2, double crochet back into that, and we're going to do 15 double crochets across. We are going to make this front that we're working on exactly the same as this back. So do 15 double crochets, chain 1, 15 single crochets, then a row of double and a row of single. And I'll meet you guys back here once you guys this looks exactly the same on the front as we did on the back. Okay, so we have matching front and back, right? Exactly the same. Let's go ahead and chain 2. We're going to add one more row of double crochets onto this front panel. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stitch these pieces together. So we want to turn it inside out. You can either cut your yarn and use a needle, or you can slip stitch if you would like. I like to slip stitch. So once I'm done with this, it's got a couple more here. Okay, we'll turn this inside out. And we're going to chain 1, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to slip stitch this crotch part together. So, and then once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and grab, connect our yarn to the leg holes, and we're going to do a single crochet around the leg holes. There's no specific number or anything, just use your best judgment, and spread them out evenly. Then we'll sew in our ends, and we'll get this flipped. Well, first we'll flip it back here, and then we will get our leg holes done, and we're going to come back and do the belt loops. All right? Good luck. Okay, so let's move on to the belt loops. So I put some stitch markers in here. I kind of like we want big enough for a belt buckle to go in here. So I'm just going to go right above the leg holes. And so I just did 3 because I'm going to go ahead and attach here. So let's go ahead and attach our yarn, chain 7. And then we're going to come straight down and attach this to the side loop like this. With the slip stitch, we turn our work, and then we are going to slip stitch back up the chain. So it should be 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then slip stitch back into the stitch we came out of. And let's go ahead and we're going to slip stitch over to the next stitch marker, and we're going to do it again. Okay, we'll connect these. Slip stitch here. Okay, now we're at our stitch marker. So let's slip stitch into that. Chain 7. I'm going to just do exactly what we had done before. Slip stitch to the side post, turn our work, slip stitch up the chain, and slip stitch back into the stitch we came out of. And then we're going to go ahead and slip stitch around and do that 2 more times, and I'll meet you guys back at the beginning. Okay, we're back around. Let's go ahead and slip stitch back into the very beginning stitch, and let's chain 1, and we're going to single crochet all the way across the top here. It's going to give you a little bit of boogers when it comes to the belt, but just get in there the best that you can. And so what this will do is, by doing this one last round over the top, we're going to bring up that belt loop and get one more nice finished edge here. And it is kind of hard to get used to crocheting over the top of the slip stitch, but what I like to do is I like to just go in and split the stitch like this, and I'll be doing the single crochet over the top too right there. Okay, and I will see you guys around. Try to tuck in your ends now if you can, and I'll see you when we get back around. Okay, now we're going to do the buckle. So let's go ahead and chain 6. Okay, in the second chain from the hook, we'll place 3 single crochets. Then we're going to do 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. And in our last stitch, we're going to place 6 single crochets into that last stitch. And 6, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets up this side. And 3, and then we're going to place 3 single crochets in our last stitch, which is this big hole here. And then we want to slip stitch to the first stitch. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of that. And chain 1. Okay. We're going to go ahead and single crochet back into the same stitch. Single crochet in the next stitch. We're going to do an increase, 4 single crochets, then we're going to increase in the next 3. Okay, so there's 1, there's 2, and 3. Then we are going to single crochet up this other side, 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to do an increase, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet. Okay, chain 1, and now we're going to single crochet all the way around. We should have 24, so I'm going to go ahead and place one in our chain space just to fill in that hole there. And so what I'm going to do now, since this is such a small piece, instead of slip stitching, go ahead and cut your yarn and pull it through. And this is a really clean way to get this finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring our needle. This is the first stitch. This is the chain space, okay? From the back here. And then where this stitch is coming out of, which is right here, we're going to go right through the middle and to the back, towards the back. And so what this does is it creates that last one stitch right there. Look how nice that looks. Like you can't tell where it begins and where it ends. And then we can go ahead and weave in our ends here. And cut our yarn. Okay, so I'm going to manipulate this a little bit. I'm hoping to get that big hole to look better. And it doesn't look like it's gonna. So then I'm going to try to make this one bigger on this side so we have consistency. Okay, so now on your diaper cover, I'm going to get the light back onto us here. The white was reflecting very badly, so I turned that light down so you guys could see a little better. So you're going to find the back of your diaper cover has this spot where we were attaching and chaining one. So you want to make sure that you put that on the back, that's on the butt, and place your buckle here. Now you can either sew your buckle on, or if you guys watch much of my channels, you know how much I hate doing that also. So I'm going to go ahead and glue mine on, and I'll get some pins in it and let that rest. And okay, so before we get too far here, I wasn't extremely happy with the way that my stitches were stretched right there. So I just took a piece of white felt, and I do this a lot. I bought a big old package of all different kinds of colored felt. And what this does is it really will make things look so much better. So instead of this being so airy like this and having that big hole there, I'm just going to glue that on. And because I'm gluing it on this piece, also what it does is it makes it white as well. But once I glue it, I can actually kind of pinch that a little better when I glue it on, so that I can make sure that it's as tight as it can be and it doesn't look like it's all gappy. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. Then from here, I will glue that on to my pants. Okay. All right. Thought I'd just jump in there and let you guys know that little trick. Okay. So on to the rope. We are going to get a different color here. And we're going to chain 35. And all we're going to do is trim the ends, and we're going to be done. That's all we need for our rope. So okay, and we'll just trim this 35. Okay. And then I'm going to take a brush or a comb, like a cat comb, and I'm just going to brush this a little bit and separate this. Or I can do it that way, apparently. So it just looks a little frayed. And now we just kind of weave this in. There are pockets on this pattern. I'm not doing them. I don't actually like the pockets very much. So I'm not doing them for my project, okay? But of course, you are more than welcome to do so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tack this down with some glue. I'm going to get exactly where I'd like it to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue it in place, part of it, just so we don't lose it. I still want it to kind of move like this. And then we're going to be on to our cowboy boots. Now, with the boots, anytime that you make something that has two, or feet, or ears, or legs, or four, anything that's more than one, you guys want to make sure that you do that all in one sitting, because what ends up happening is that your tension is a tad different the next day, and you are going to end up fighting because you're going to have two different size shoes. So please just make sure you're prepared to sit down and do the boots, both boots on one sitting. So we are going to go ahead, and I think I'm going to call that good. I like it like that. I think that it's very cute, just like that. And why don't you guys take a break, get ready to sit down and do the boots. I will put the link to the second part of the cowboy outfit in the link below. And like always, please like, share, and subscribe.